Hey everyone, thanks for joining the Hoops with a Purpose podcast.
I'm Steve Proud, along with my beautiful wife, Kelly Sharp Proud.
Thanks for joining. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. And for those of you who don't know, Hoops with a Purpose is a 501c3 dedicated in memory of Coach Shar.
Yeah. Coach Shar passed away November 22nd, 2021, about a year ago, almost a year ago to the date. And one of the things that we decided to do was start a nonprofit in memory of Coach Shar, the impact he had to all his student athletes. And the mission of Hoops with a Purpose is to motivate and empower students to reach their full potential in the game of basketball and really in life. We want every student to have the opportunity to play hoops, and we're going to do everything we can through this nonprofit to make that happen.
Yeah, and our goal is to send 10 students to camp every summer, and then eventually build up to a scholarship fund.
We plan to run basketball clinics in the PA area. We plan to run fundraisers and different types of events that we can raise money to meet the goal and hopefully eventually make this bigger and bigger each and every year. Obviously 10 students is our initial first year goal, and we're really looking to expand upon that in future years.
And speaking of fundraisers, we have one coming up.
We do. Do you want to tell the listeners about it?
Yeah. So November 12th, we're going to do a little pop-up shop where you can buy some different gear, reconnect with old friends that you worked out with at Coach Shar's gym.
I heard a rumor there's going to be a Pop-A-Shot.
Yeah. Pop-up shop to Pop-A-Shot.
That's exciting. It's exciting.
It's a little play on words.
Hopefully we see some good competition.
Yeah. The winners will be receiving prizes, so that should motivate
Man,
some folks to come out.
I'll be there.
And there'll be good food too, so if nothing else, you can snack.
So there's a couple ways you can give to the nonprofit. Obviously, our goal is to raise money to achieve our mission and reach our goals. And obviously, we need people's kindness and graciousness and generosity to achieve those goals. We sell Hoops with a Purpose gear on the website. It'll be at the pop-up shop. We do accept donations on the website. We have a great online donation portal. Makes it really easy. As Kelly mentioned, we are a 501c3. a lot of numbers and letters. And they will be tax deductible donations for all you generous givers. What are some other ways you can give?
You can make a donation on the website in Coach Shar's memory. You can also write a check if anyone still does that.
I don't know if anyone does.
And please, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can use the contact form on the website, or you can email us directly, hoopswithapurpose@gmail.com.
DM us on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's what the kids are doing these days.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I think we covered the ways you can give, our mission, our goals. Let's introduce ourselves quickly. We'll be the primary hosts of the podcasts, and I think it's important that we let our listeners know who we are. You want to start?
Sure. So I'm Kelly Shar Proud, daughter of Coach Shar, and was blessed to have him as my dad for 30 years. I'm a former teacher and coach. Love all things basketball and positivity. Looking forward to having you with us on this podcast.
And I'm Steve Proud. I'm Kelly's husband. I'm Coach Shar's son-in-law. I also was a student athlete at Coach Shar. I started going to his camps when I was probably about 6 years old. Ended up working at his camps, training with him through private lessons, obviously marrying his daughter and joining the family. And had a lot of good years getting to know him. He was like a second father, and a great years. I was lucky enough to know him for probably 24 years of my life, so a pretty long time.
Yeah, this just made me think of a funny story that Biggs and I were actually going to start a podcast, and it was going to be called Hoops with a Purpose. It just never worked out.
We do have some audio from
Some
from
footage. Yeah, maybe we'll
dig into the archives and pull that
Yeah.
out one day.
I don't know.
We
that,
probably should. That should be part of a fundraiser because
that would be pretty embarrassing.
it's
Like,
pretty embarrassing and it's pretty raw and it's mostly everyone just dying laughing. But it's about 5 or 7 minutes of hilarious footage of Pat Kelly and Coach Shar trying to record a podcast with zero planning. Well, you planned.
Yeah.
No one else did.
Everyone just went off script.
Man, that's definitely something we should try and fundraise around getting that thing released, right? Like run a campaign and say, hey, once we hit 1,000, this footage will be released. I mean, that is gold. And there's video.
It was really hard too. I think mostly because we were in person and Pat was just making everyone laugh.
And the best part about this is I was not supposed to be recording it, but I was.
But it's good he did because now we can look back on that.
So, obviously, a lot of our listeners know Coach Shar. I'm sure they'll hear us refer to him as Biggs. That's what we called him in the family. I think it might be useful to quickly introduce Coach Shar for those who maybe aren't as familiar with him or down the road listen to this podcast, as we're going to keep this nonprofit going for the foreseeable future and into the future. Kelly, do you want to give a quick intro of Coach Shar, what he did?
Yeah, so he had a pretty stellar resume. He ran DSI camps for about 20 years in the local Montco area at various high schools, including Springford, Methacton, PV, Hill School, East Narton. And all the counselors were local high school and college players, and Biggs was really able to give them an exciting summer job. And the head coaches were also local teachers and basketball coaches. And as Steven kind of said before, Pat, Steven, and I were campers when we were younger, and then as we got older, became counselors. And truly an amazing experience, and one that I think we'll cherish forever.
Yeah, definitely. And in addition to that, he did private hoop training at Coach Shar's Hoops Academy for middle school and high school students. He did Pee-wee hoops for elementary age students to improve their basketball skills and just have fun. He would do that weekday mornings, and I never got to attend one of those sessions. But from what I hear,
Took a lot of patience.
Took a lot of patience, and it was a fun time. He also started a couple AAU teams, I think the most notable being the Hot Shots, which was a men and women's team in the Philly area. Pat, Kelly's brother, played on the team, and Coach Shar coached him there.
They got to travel a bunch of different places. We'll have to, when we interview Pat next week, we'll have to ask him if he remembers some of the cool spots they got to.
Definitely. He coached at the high school and college level as well. He coached Rosemont College, Immaculata Women's, right? Mm-hmm. PV and Westmont Christian Academy. In addition to that, he did a bunch of various clinics. Group of people would come and he'd put on a basketball clinic to improve the athletes' basketball skills.
Yeah, so let's tell the listeners a little bit about our future shows, what they can expect.
Why they should listen.
Yeah.
The archives, the podcast archive of Coach Shar, Kelly, and Pat. That's make that like episode 100.
I definitely should not have brought that up, because now it's just going to come back to haunt me.
It's out there, yeah.
Like blackmail.
But yeah, future shows. I mean, I think, as we said, the whole goal is to keep Biggs' legacy alive, keep his memory alive, keep his impact to the community top of mind. And I think it was all about being kind, being generous, giving back, building relationships, and being a person. And I think that's what we hope to do through this episode and through this nonprofit. And we've talked already about having Pat on as guests, and we'll have some other players and coaches and people that were impacted by Coach Shar, people that maybe were impacted, maybe not on the basketball court, but in other ways in life. And
yeah, and if you'd like to be on the show, please don't hesitate to reach out. Give us a follow on Instagram at Hoops with a Purpose. And I'd just like to say again that we're going to have that pop-up shop on November 12th.
2022.
Yeah, at Crossroads Presbyterian Church in Limerick. I don't think we said that earlier, so definitely.
Hope to see you there.
Yeah, definitely come on out. It's going to be a great time.
All right, let's stop it.